The movie begins late at night with a young woman returning home from work. As she walks along the road, a taxi appears, but a group of boys board it, leaving her no choice but to walk home alone. As she steps into a dark street, a strange scene of fear begins to haunt her. Suddenly, a van pulls up in front of her, and the driver introduces himself as Dosik and offers her a ride. Feeling uneasy, she refuses. Moments later, strange noises come from behind her. She turns to find the van's door open, with crying sounds coming from inside. Gathering her courage, she approaches the van and is shocked to find some clothes scattered inside and a man's dead body laying there. As the eerie sounds continue, she realizes that it was Dosik who was making them. Terrified, she doesn't know how to react. Suddenly, Dosik grabs her and drags her into the van. He quickly changes his clothes and calls the police. When the police arrive, Dosik closes his eyes in fear and signals to the woman to stay quiet. He then fabricates a story to the police, claiming he saw some lovers attacking her. The scene then shifts to a woman named Kim, who is deaf. Kim works in an office where she communicates with other deaf clients through video calls, using sign language to answer their questions and help with their problems. Her entire world revolves around sign language. One evening, after a company dinner, Kim feels out of place as she can't engage in conversation. Some man at the event being making fun of her, talking disrespectfully about her being deaf. However, Kim is an expert at reading lips and she understands everything they are saying. In response, she mimics their rude gestures and insults, feeling satisfied that she stood up for herself. Afterward, Kim goes to pick up her mother from her job as a tailor. Her mother has received a good paycheck and they plan a trip to the beach together. Meanwhile, in another part of town, a young woman named Choi is getting ready for a party with her friends. However, her brother Jong doesn't want her to go. After their parents' death, Jong has become extremely protective of Choi and doesn't like her wearing revealing clothes. He asks her to come back soon, and although Choi promises to return, she later stops responding to his messages. Worried, Jong sets out to find her. At the same time, Doshik is looking for his next victim. By chance, he comes across Kim and her mother on the road. When Kim goes to park their car, Doshik spots Choi in the darkness and attacks her, dragging her into his van. Since Kim's mother is deaf, she doesn't hear anything. Doshik then approaches Kim's mother, but before he can attack, Jong arrives and asks about his sister. Meanwhile, Kim returns from parking and notices a white shoe on the ground. She hears faint cries for help but can't make out what is being said. When she goes closer, she finds Choi laying in a pool of blood. Frightened, Kim tries to confront the situation when Doshik suddenly attacks her. Choi, still alive, pushes Doshik away, giving Kim time to run and hide between nearby vehicles. She tries to open a car door quietly, but the sound of the latch alerts Doshik to her location. He approaches the vehicle, but Kim manages to slip through the door just before he can grab her. She runs to her car and calls her mother, but when she looks back, she sees Doshik sitting in the back seat with a knife. Doshik orders Kim to drive, but she crashes the car into a wall and takes the chance to escape. Doshik chases after her, but she reaches her mother and activates an alarm on the road. As they wait for the police, Doshik hides Choi's body in his van and changes into business attire. He approaches Kim and her mother again, this time pretending to be a businessman looking for his sister. Kim, unaware of his true identity, leads him into a dark alley. But before anything happens, the police arrive. Kim tells them everything must have been captured by the CCTV cameras. The parking lot guard explained to the police that some children had mischievously turned off the CCTV cameras. As a result, the police took Kim, her mother, and Do-sik to the station. In the elevator, Do-sik repeatedly glanced at the weapons in his bag and started intensely at Kim and her mother. Kim's mother started feeling suspicious, but Do-sik showed her his phone, claiming he received a message from his sister, assuring her that everything was fine. Although Kim gave her statement to the police, they couldn't take any action without concrete evidence. Suddenly, a deranged old man started fighting with Do-sik, and in his frustration, Do-sik hurled insults back at him. During the scuffle, Do-sik's white phone fell and Kim's mother picked it up. The police intervened, taking the old man away, and Do-sik retrieved his phone. While reviewing Kim's statement, Do-sik memorized her home address. Kim's mother then noticed that Do-sik had two phones. When she saw his inspecting the weapons in his bag again, she grew increasingly anxious. At that moment, Jong arrived with a police officer and showed everyone a photo of his sister Choi. Do-sik lied to the officer, but Kim recognized him as the culprit. The old man reappeared and Do-sik seized the moment to threaten Kim's mother, warning that he would kill Kim if she revealed anything. Do-sik then pulled out a knife from his bag and moved toward Kim. Her mother, sensing the imminent danger, made a noise to distract him. Jong immediately grabbed the knife and a physical altercation broke out between them. Seizing the chaos, Kim and her mother ran to the police. In the heat of the moment, Do-sik confessed to attacking Choi. Jong, enraged, started beating Do-sik, but the police soon arrived. Do-sik manipulated the situation, pretending that Jong was trying to kill him. The police arrested Jong, and Do-sik was allowed to leave. Kim and her mother stayed with Jong. Upon reviewing the CCTV footage, the police discovered that Kim and her mother were indeed telling the truth. Jong then set off to find his sister, and the police escorted Kim and her mother home. At home, the lights, which were motion activated, began glowing with slight movement. Suddenly, there was a sound of someone approaching the door, which frightened Kim's mother. When she opened the door, it was only her friend, who had come to collect some luggage. While Kim and her mother were downstairs with the luggage, Do-sik broke into the house and disabled the exterior sensor. However, the interior sensors alerted Kim that someone unknown had entered the house. To confuse Kim, Do-sik triggered the alarm, making her believe that it had been set off. Kim returned to her room, unaware of the danger approaching. Do-sik meanwhile turned off all the sensors outside and started moving toward Kim's room with an axe. Kim quickly messaged Jong for help. Kim then noticed a toy moving, but the sensor remained inactive. Realizing something was wrong, Do-sik suddenly attacked her. Kim barely managed to escape, locking herself in another room. She texted Jong again, trying to warn her mother to stay downstairs, but her mother was already inside the house. When Kim was about to open the door, she noticed that her mother's text messages seemed unusually well written. Realizing her mother couldn't spell that well, Kim understood that Do-sik had sent the messages. She decided not to open the door. Do-sik then tried to break down the door, but Kim jumped out of the window to escape. Do-sik pursued Kim relentlessly. Meanwhile, Jong also arrived and started chasing after Do-sik. Do-sik tried to attack Kim, but Jong intervened. Do-sik taunted Jong, telling him that if he killed him, he would never find his sister. He tricked Jong by sending him a false location, forcing him to choose between saving Kim or his sister. Jong apologized to Kim and rushed to the location, hoping to save his sister. However, the location turned out to be Kim's house, and Do-sik had only sent it to deceive Jong. Do-sik called Jong and mocked him, saying he had made a big mistake by choosing to save Choi instead of Kim. Meanwhile, Kim threw dust in Do-sik's eyes and ran away again. Kim made her way to Do-sik's van. There she found Choi, who was still alive. Choi began calling for help. At the same time, Jong and Kim's mother continued searching for Kim but were unable to find her. Suddenly, Choi fell silent, having heard Do-sik approaching. Kim instructed Choi to call Jong and then prepared herself for a confrontation with Do-sik. Armed with a knife, Kim tried to stall Do-sik long enough for Jong to arrive in time to save her. Do-sik pursued Kim once more. Kim triggered the alarm and ran away again. Meanwhile, Choi called Jong, who quickly called for an ambulance to take Choi to the hospital. Choi then guided Jong and Kim's mother on how to rescue Kim. Kim entered a crowded market trying to ask for help, but since she couldn't speak, no one paid attention to her. Do-sik eventually caught up to Kim. Kim pulled out her knife, ready to defend herself. Someone in the market tried to call the police, but Do-sik quickly lied, claiming that Kim was his sister and that she was mentally unstable. Feeling helpless, Kim started to believe no one could save her now and tried to run away. After a while, the police arrived, but they mistakenly handed Kim over to Do-sik, thinking she was his sister. Do-sik took Kim into a dark alley, preparing to kill her. Just then, Jong arrived and attacked Do-sik, and a fierce fight broke out between them. Do-sik managed to escape again and ran into Kim's mother at the market. He intended to make her his next victim, but Kim arrived just in time and stabbed Do-sik. However, the stab had no effect on him and he started laughing. Suddenly, Kim collapsed, revealing that she had been the one stabbed during the struggle. With the knife now in Do-sik's hands, everyone believed that Kim had been killed by him. At that very moment, the police arrived and shot Do-sik, killing him on the spot. A few days later, Kim and her mother went to the beach. Choi and Jong joined them, and they all took a picture together, feeling relieved and happy that they had defeated a serial killer. And here the movie ends. So friends, how did you like the movie? Do tell us in the comments box, and for such movie explanation, please subscribe to Movie Recap English. See you in the next movie. Till then, bye bye and take care.